ourselves available. One of the things you may have noticed here at Cedar Creek is we are very intentional on Sundays about trying to connect with you before you even come into the service. That we want to connect and welcome you and smile at you and make sure you get all the help that you need and you get right directions. In fact, probably some Sundays you feel like you're ambushed, from the minute you get out of the car. There's a reason for that. It is our desire to aggressively ambush you with the love of Jesus when you come to any of our campuses. We do that for a couple of reasons. One, we know that most people make up their mind about whether or not they'll come back to a church within the first 10 minutes of turning into your parking lot. And so before the service even starts, people are deciding whether they feel connected or feel Jesus' love or feel hope when they come here. And so that's why we're in the parking lots and on the steps and doing all the things that we do to greet people. But we also do it for another reason. We do it because we are convinced that God's power can show up in the parking lot just as much as it can show up here during the service. That we believe that when we smile, when we're kind to people, when we're helpful to people, that is God's power and love flowing through us. That's why one of our greatest assets as a church are our Sunday morning volunteers. Hundreds of people at all three of our campuses serving on Sunday morning, helping park cars, greeting, serving donuts and coffee, serving in Kids Creek, serving in student ministry, ushering, all of those people that you see in those blue shirts and those purple shirts week in and week out. In fact, let me just ask, how many of you have a place where you serve on Sunday morning? Some guest services, Kids Creek, yeah, that's many of you. Thank you. Let me do two things. One, let me say thank you. You'll never know how much you are appreciated, not only by the leadership of this church, but more importantly, by the hurting people who come for hope week in and week out. But let me also encourage you. To encourage you that what you're doing on Sunday morning is not just accomplishing a task. You're not just parking cars. You're not just greeting. You're not just making coffee. You're not just watching or leading kids. You're not just ushering and getting people to a seat. Sometimes I'll hear you as volunteers say, well, I'm just a volunteer. I'm just a volunteer. I'm just a greeter. I'm just an usher. I'm just a Kids Creek small group leaders. Stop saying that. You are not just a anything. You are a connector to the life-changing, unstoppable power of the God of the universe. And God is using you to change people's lives. That's why we're here. But you got to be available. So can I ask you a question? Where are you making yourself available? Where are you looking for opportunities for God's power to flow through you? Here at Cedar Creek on Sunday morning, do you have a place to serve? If not, why not? I know you think, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. You're a connector to the current of the life-changing power of Jesus Christ. But you got to be available. If you're not serving on Sunday morning, I'm pleading with you, before you leave your campus today, stop by a welcome center, check something on a card, reach out to somebody in a Cedar Creek church shirt or with a lanyard on, and ask them, how can I get plugged in? It's not just because we need you. Yes, we need you. You do great things. But more importantly, it's because you need to experience God's power in your life, and that comes from being available.